Hey, welcome back to this month's issue of Shutter Magazine. Now, the title of my article this month is Low-Hanging Fruit. Low-hanging fruit in business just means things that are easy for you to implement. And I gave you 18 ideas here, some of them a little more difficult than others, but they're all relatively easy, they're no-brainers, you just have to take the time. Now, I can't think of a better way to make the point about low-hanging fruit than to be standing under my neighbor's mango tree, which is not the safest place to be when every now and then one of these things drops straight down and they're still hard as a rock, but that's what happens on a windy day. There were two things that I talked about this month. One was owning your own zip code, and I just want to express how important that is. I suggested you take a handful of businesses and go knock on their doors, but truthfully, you want to knock on every door in the community, let's say within a 2-mile radius of where you live. The whole idea is for them to know who you are. You want to introduce yourself. It doesn't matter what your specialty is. You could be a newborn photographer, but being able to walk into a business and say, look, my background is in photography, my specialty is newborn, or maybe my specialty is weddings, but I'm here to help on anything that you need photographically, and if I can't help you, I've got an amazing network of other photographers who can. That's it. You're going to shake hands, introduce yourself, and you're going to move on to the next address down the street. The whole point is you've got to own your zip code. You want people to know who you are, and that's really important in building your business, and it's a perfect piece of low-hanging fruit. It doesn't take a lot for you to do. The second thing that I want to talk about this month was building a stash of blog posts. That's another thing that's relatively easy to do, not to write them, but if you could think about building a stash. I know each blog post is important, each blog post takes a certain amount of time for you to write, but you can build a stash in advance. Just because you have a blog doesn't mean that you've always got to be releasing material that just happened that day or that previous weekend, like with an engagement shoot, for example. So take the time to build a stash of, let's say you had 20 blog posts that were in your stash. Those 20, that's one a week you could use for the next 20 weeks. So that on weeks when you were just too busy to write something fresh or something that recently happened or to share some images or something about an event you were involved in, you'd have something in the stash to pull out. It makes life so much easier. And remember, the biggest thing with blogging, one of the most important things, is consistency. If you've got a blog and you're only posting once every time there's a full moon, then just give it up, because it's hurting your business more than it's helping you. Anyway, there's 16 other ideas in this month's article. Thanks for sticking with me on this. I love, once again, I'm out here with an FC1000 and I've got the Panasonic remote set up on my phone. And low-hanging fruit, everybody, remember that. That's the stuff that's easy for you to do, easier for you to pick, instead of climbing all the way to the top of the tree to get just that one item. That's it for this month. Catch you next month on Shutter Magazine. And here we go.